On a wedding night, expecting so much pleasure and fun, but turns out to be the opposite. Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Movies. I'm Lydia once again, and I'm your host for today. So today we'll look at Ebo White's play "Make Me a Woman Tonight," which was released on the 30th of August 2020. Though there were some bit of issues in the streaming on his website, it was all good because it was able to let us have patience in other things. Eventually, I have access to it, or eventually I had access to it and I watched it. And as usual, I said I'll do a review on it. So this video will talk about the full play, what the play is about, and everything, and maybe include, and not maybe, and I'll include the moral lessons that Uncle Ebo White always try to impart on his fans and his audience. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates. So let's get started. So the day that came is about a young woman who keeps her virginity for so long, like so long, and eventually gets married to a very popular footballer, like a renowned footballer who is also rich. And like is a dream of so many people to have, so many women to have in life, to encounter in life. But on her wedding night, with so much excitement and all that, hey baby, let's go. Like she had really planned for everything. How she's going to walk into the bed, how she's going to approach her husband, how she's going to smell, and everything was planned. Like I don't know, she was expecting everything to be perfect as he looked, like as her husband looks. So if he's a renowned footballer, he's rich, it is least expected for her to think that there'll be a problem with the man, much less let me not go there. So this lady is with her husband, like their first night, so accompanied by friends, and they walk inside, all fun, chatting, conversing, talking about the crowd that came to the wedding. It's a footballer's wedding, so we can imagine the people who will come to the wedding. So the crowd, the party, the fun, and all that. And now she feels that, okay, the talking is too much. We need to go. The main reason why it is called a honeymoon, or the main reason why we make it special, like the term is specialized on the wedding night, is because of something like the pleasure in it, the final pleasure in it, that like the pleasure in bed. So that's what she was waiting for. That's what she's been anticipating for ever since she grew into her teens and she decided to be a virgin until she gets married. So she goes upstairs with her friend, a very close friend, who happens to be like the assistant of the husband. So they are actually they belong to the same circle. She goes upstairs to discuss the family with the friend. I can't wait to like the excitement alone. So she was so excited, while at the same time the husband was downstairs with his friend. He was just confused. He was confused. He looked so disoriented. Like there was something going on. So for the audience to be like, but what's wrong with this man? Your wedding night, your wife is so excited, and you are just opposite your wife. Like you are not even showing any amusement. You're not showing any excitement. You're showing nothing of that sort. Why? That's what the audience, or that's what I was even thinking. Even though I know about the play, I still give it a neutral perception. Like I'm watching it again fresh. So I was like, this man, what's wrong with him? Why is he, what is bothering him? What is bothering him? But the wife was so excited that she didn't even notice that her husband was going through something. Like, sometimes you are filled with so much energy, you forget about everything, you forget what's happening around you. So that was what the wife was experiencing. So she didn't even know that the husband was going through something. All she knew was she has gone to lay the bed, she has taken her bath, she's just waiting for the husband to finish chatting downstairs and come upstairs, take a hug, like do everything that she's been dreaming of. So now eventually, after the husband, you cannot hide for the rest of your life. After the husband decided to delay and all that, to do some unnecessary things, eventually he had to go back to bed because it was late. And even aside that, your newly married wife is waiting for you in the bedroom. So you need to go back and then do what is expected of you. But the husband goes to bed and just feels he looks so tired. Like he just goes to lay on the bed. Oh, I'm so tired. The wife tells, are you serious? You have to brush your teeth before you go. One thing I like about this play is it has this humor in it. You could see that the husband wasn't feeling okay. Like he was really, it was very obvious that he was going through a lot. And he was trying his best to hide it. He was trying his best to hide it. Eventually, he went to bed, and now your wife said, honey, close your eyes and I'll give you a surprise. And then he just falls into a coma. He sleeps completely. He sleeps like deeply asleep, faking to be asleep. Like they say you can't wake someone who is faking to be asleep. You can't even wake him up. So what happened next? Yeah, I think the wife was so upset. Like it's normal. You are waiting for your husband to satisfy you in a way and then he just falls asleep with no reason. It's not nice. So the wife eventually slept with so much disappointment because she had a very high expectation for her first night. So the next day, she had to question the husband. That's my honey. What's all this? Tell me what's happening. I'm your wife. If you tell me, we can deal with it together. You see, then we know the way forward. You don't have to hide this from me. So now that we are married, and married is till death do us part. Doesn't mean you're going to keep it for me till death do us part. What is it? Tell me. So this is where communication came in. So Ebo White is trying to tell us that in a relationship, we should try our best to communicate. Whatever the problem is, being said is better than keeping it inside, keeping it within. So the husband gathered courage. Yes. He gathered courage that, okay, I need to tell my wife. I need to confess it to my wife. Yes. So he then started. That was when everyone was like, wow, like everyone's eyes were opened. Wow, are you serious? Does this really happen? Now the husband is talking about history, how he became a renowned footballer. Like I was like, are you serious? You did this because you wanted to be rich? You did this because you wanted to be famous? The whole, like, what's the point? You're only thinking of your happiness. You had to exchange your manhood for your happiness. And now what do I do? Like your first night of confession, and then you're being, I'm sure he even expected that the first day he tells his wife about the truth, his wife will be very, very annoyed, like very, very angry. And of course, it's normal and natural for that to happen. But what the wife did was, even though initial expression was anger, she still wanted to find solution to the problem. She still took her time. Honey, it's okay, so what should we do now? Who do we call? What's the next step? She still took her time, step by step. And then they had to call the person who involved her husband into that spirituality of exchanging your manhood for riches. So that's the support I see here. So the first lesson was communication. The second one is support. Even though the wife was very angry and disappointed, she still wanted a solution out of the mess. So that was when they called the person to come in and say, well, this is what you've done to my husband. Now we are married and he cannot even do anything. Why? How do we have kids? How do we have the twins that I've been praying for? How do we have, like, my dream? Why you just started my dream? And then the man just started laughing. Are you serious? So you believe this? So you believe this? Are you serious? And that was the part that was so funny. The latter part was very funny. It turned out that his manhood and everything was in place. But just that, when he went to the place, or it was just a way to let him concentrate on the football. Because sometimes footballers, when they get to a certain stage and they become rich, they actually go wayward. They just do anything with the money they have. Yes, because they know they are rich. They can just go with this woman, go out with this woman, and go out and just mess up their lives. So his brain or his mind was it was used. The mind of the footballer was used that because he needs fame and riches, he has exchanged his manhood. But that was just something that was put into his head so that It will let him focus on his career. And it really worked. He focused so much on his career. That was when he became famous. That was when he became very rich. Imagine if that wasn't told to him, he would have just gone wayward as usual and as usual and as usual. And then his career would have just been anyhow, like it will be a thing of the past. But because of what was told into his head, he was able to follow his path accordingly. He wasn't doing girls. He wasn't doing anything. He was just decent because he didn't want to bring a woman to his life and then the woman will find out that he cannot be able to satisfy her in bed. So that was what happened. His brain was used for something good. Like his not brain was used. I mean, psychologically, his brain was used for something good. So that's what the play is all about. Yes, if you haven't seen it, at least I've told you everything, but you should try and watch it yourself so that you get the humor, you get the moral lesson yourself, and everything you want to know. Yes, as usual, Ebowa said he'll be playing one play every month. He hasn't announced his next play yet, but as soon as he announces it, I'll come here and then update you on it as soon as possible. I'll end here for today. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe for more videos and more updates. Till next time, bye.